What's going on today? Pretty much I'm going to be talking about life after broke. Pretty much, it's really, it's really not as magical as I thought it was going to be. I really had a thought that this would be really magical, really big, huge party, a huge celebration. It's kind of whack. It's just basically I'm just not I just don't have much debt, if not all. It's kind of like really it's like I just kind of went back to a time where I would say back in the early 2000s, cuz that's the time period that I didn't have any student loans. I didn't have that many student loans. So it was like I think I had like a couple grand student loans, and I remember having zero balances because I used money to pay off those debts when I was in the military. When I was in the Navy. It kind of just makes me think about that time period because that was when before I got all of the student loans and all of the bills that I had. But other than that, that 20-year period of being in debt is really it's really nothing much has changed as far as, you know, I'm not rich still. I don't have $1 million in the bank, but I'm not in debt though. So it's still kind of surreal to me. Um, but like I say, it's nothing really too much has changed. It's a good thing to have this type of situation, but not much has changed. It's um, I pretty much my credit score changed. I think it went up like 60 points. Uh, Yet at the same time, my plans are pretty much still the same. It's I don't really have any variation in my plans. My plans are still pretty much the same. And then here's the kicker. Every single day I have to avoid the temptation of going back into debt. Cause now technically I can I can t- my credit is getting better. I could actually get a better credit card, and I can actually I won't say that I can go get any car that I want, but my credit report is more attractive to get certain cars or car loans and stuff like that. And it's like I wouldn't do these things anyway, but it's like it's an option that really, to be honest, wasn't really an option before, because it was like, okay, a lot of the finance managers, they would they would see, just you just got to think of it. You just got to think of it like this. Think of a finance manager pulling a credit report, you know, pulling how much you earn, and then seeing that you have, let's just say, $100,000 student loan, and it's in deferment, and you make, let's just say, you make $75,000, which is pretty is okay. But let's say you only made $50,000. It's not really that attractive. A lot of the finance managers, they would pretty much kind of, like I say, they would close the door on you, and Yeah, like
Got him! Got him!
Fatality.
that's pretty much what they'll do. And it's like, it makes sense. It's like, well, why are you trying to get a car? You got $100,000 in student loans, and you trying to come and make it just more of a situation that's really bad. You're trying to make it worse. And it's like that's where the laugh and that's where the like, you know, the situation where it's like, are you serious? What the hell? Like, you need to be signing up for the Peace Corps, like signing up for work at some company, research companies that have the highest rate of loan repayment or tuition reimbursement, because you got to get those damn loans paid off, not try to be out here driving around fancy dancy trying to pretend as if you're financially successful. And then that's the whole thing. Like, even me, like, I still every day, every single day, I literally have to understand what I know about, finance rates. I still have to improve my credit. But I mean, to be honest, I was thinking about kind of like paying somebody to do credit repair, but I don't have to pay anybody to do credit repair. I mean, it's no need for me to do that. I mean, like, literally, that's just something I was kind of thinking about doing, but I don't have to do that now. It's just one less thing that I have to pay for and I have to do. I don't have to do it. It's no need for me to pay anybody to do credit repair. And it's like that's just not a concern for me as well. Like, I mean, I don't have to worry about that. Now, the thing is that going back to knowing about basically not barring yourself, into a situation where you get back into it, or you make it's like basically digging yourself further into a hole. Well, I'm kind of like pretty much out of the hole. I know not to dig myself further back into another hole. I know not to do that. Yet the temptation, it seems, it is a little bit more. I'm not gonna say I'm not tempted. And then even with my credit score getting higher and higher, let's just say in the next 6 months to 9 months to a year, that temptation is gonna get stronger. I know it is. I know that, when it comes to getting more rich people's money, because that's pretty much what all this is credit is basically rich people's money. And to be honest, let's just keep it real. Let's keep it all the way 100, right? Or a buck. Most of the wealth is controlled by European Americans, basically. So it's really, let's just call it what it is. It's rich white people's money, you know. So if you want some rich white people's money, um, you gonna, if your credit score, you qualify and all of that type of stuff, you get more access to the rich white folks' money, basically. So, it's tempting. I mean, credit is actually one of the catalysts to uh getting wealth. It's not necessarily a route that I suggest, but it is when it comes to business credit, even using personal credit as like proxy business credit. Like, for example, let's just say you did get approved for a $50,000 credit card. Well, you can take that $50,000 credit card. You could go buy, let's just say, a house. Let's say in Detroit, buy a house in Detroit. and then you got, like, let's just say you got $20,000 in cash on hand, or let's just say you got a 401k and you got $40,000 in it, and you can pull out 20,000. You can get a $20,000, I don't know, advance or contribute, pull some of your contributions. You can have that house fixed up within 6 months. Um, all by you using your credit card for 50 grand. You pulling some money, some cash into it. So let's say 6 months to a year, you actually have the house fixed up. Then you Airbnb the house. Okay, Airbnb typically gets you 2 to almost 3 times as much as far as uh income on the property than you renting it out. And pretty much with Airbnb, it's guaranteed. Like, okay, one thing about renters, just you gotta just use your brain. Don't think about all this other bullshit, just use your brain. Airbnb, when somebody goes to pay for it, because I use Airbnb one time just to even see how it is and everything like that. I see how it works, right? So you have to prepay just like a hotel to get an Airbnb rental or whatever. So you don't have to worry about um with collecting rent. A lot of times, like, okay, this is, if you notice about my channel, a lot of what I talk about, I don't talk about the landlording and rental property type of the world of that, or the actuality of that. I don't really talk a lot about that. You know why I don't talk about rental properties and everything like that? Because the thing about it is, being a landlord is a whole nother world compared to, like, being a real estate developer and or a rehabber that you fix and flip properties. It's a whole nother world, because when you getting into landlording and renting properties, you're basically going into kind of like, it's going into chess. It's going into like the I'll go real deep with this. It's actually going into the European monarchy system. Like, they actually had lords. They still have lords in the UK. And that's pretty much all across Europe for the most part. Well, old Europe, okay, because a lot of the monarchies have been abolished. But when you going into landlord, and you really have to, like, if you're not into being like a person of authority, or a person that is like, I don't even want to say a boss, like a person of authority is the best way I can explain that. Male or female, if you're not into seeing people get evicted, if you have too much of a warm-blooded heart, you too much of a nice woman or nice man, to where you people can kind of play on your niceness, play on your heartedness and all of that. Any type of like emotional, even physical weakness, you own multiple buildings and properties, people are gonna take advantage of that. And then if you know I'm from Chicago. It's people have been it's land, like, it's news stories, like for example, was a guy, older guy, that was like 60, 70 years old. He was going to collect rent. He was getting into it. I mean, he was, you know, it was a dumb thing to do. You old and you just get stubborn and whatever the hell the case may be. Um, You get stuck in your ways. You don't want to send anybody else to do it. He went by his property and he got into it with the tenants. It was like, he's probably some slumlord stuff, but I don't really know too much in detail, but it seemed like some stuff like that. So like a really poor down, rundown property that he owned or whatever somewhere. I think it was either on the west side or south side of Chicago. And he went to go confront these tenants that weren't paying him, and this happened like 3 or 4 years ago. um they set him on fire. Okay, like they literally set him on fire. Like, I mean, this when you get into landlording, you have to literally have like kind of like a team around you, really. Like if you got one building, no, I mean, it's best if you had like just a network of handyman contractors, and you definitely need a lawyer, and if you're not good with managing, accounting, you would need a higher CPA, to do, run your numbers and make sure everything is right. If you got one building, okay. But if you get into like two, three, four, five buildings and all these other units, you gonna need a damn near a whole team around you. Oh yeah, man. Appreciate it. I mean, you literally like you really it's really kind of like a chess game. Like you gonna need much more of a team. You definitely gonna need a lawyer, definitely gonna need accountants once you get into like multiple buildings and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, you're dealing with people with families, uh, you know, all kind of different stuff, man. And another thing that people that are landlords or try to be landlords, they don't know how to screen people. That's one of the biggest things there too. They don't know how to screen these people. So, for example, a lot of times on the south and west side of Chicago, or anywhere, let's just say D and F neighborhoods. You can even include C neighborhoods, right? So people in let's just say definitely D and F neighborhoods, a lot of times those neighborhoods are, like Detroit or whatever, right? A lot of times, because I'm definitely going back to the Airbnb. I'm linking this together. But a lot of times with the FD neighborhoods, the landlords are so cash strapped. They're just as cash strapped as the tenants that they're actually looking for. So it's a state of despair for both parties, right? So a lot of times the landlords, they'll find anybody with a post and a blank money order, cashier's check, or even cash to put down to pay for the space that they're trying to rent. So then now both you coming into this situation where you're the boss because you have the space for this person that you don't know, obviously. And of course they don't know you, but you're the king because you have the space. They don't have the space. The tenants don't have the space. You have the space. Therefore, you are the king or queen of that space that they need. So then you coming in this situation, you're in a situation of despair, and it's kind of a catch 22 because pretty much anybody that is trying to rent that space because it's a D and F community, uh it's a situation where they don't really have that much money. Because let's just face it, they just need a place to live, and the neighborhood around it is everything that a DNF neighborhood is, which is potholes, vacant buildings, crime, violence, lack of opportunity, lack of employment. So it's very, very risky in those situations. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of companies that make a lot of money in those neighborhoods, those D and F neighborhoods. They make a shit ton of money. All you got to do, if you want to, I mean, I just know my particular area. I don't know anybody else's area, but in the Chicago area, this is a company that made a shit ton of money buying properties in D and F neighborhoods. This company here, Pangea, they made a shit ton of money buying properties that were in D and F neighborhoods. Because basically their concept was we'll we'll find, the tenants and everything like that. If they don't pay, we're gonna make an eviction meal. So that was what they were kind of like accused of doing, as being an eviction meal, to where they were just having so many case files of tenants that couldn't pay rent or were behind on rent, that they were just pushing these people out. But that's what you would have to do, as well as screen tenants as best as you can to actually operate like that. Well, here's where it goes back to Airbnb. The same scenario. You don't have to worry about the fucking if the tenant is going to pay you or get out of the property. Airbnb does that for you. They take the payment. The only concern that you have is, of course, the damage to your property that could be possibly. But also Airbnb handles that. Airbnb, last I checked, when before they even started, they made sure that they insured their properties up to $1 million. Okay, so if somebody came in and damaged the property, pretty much you file a claim with Airbnb, you get compensated for it. They handle all of the whatever that it is. They have a team of lawyers. I'm sure they would ban the particular user for life, and also try to sue them, file a judgment on them, for those damages that they did to your property. So that's how they handle that, and I'm sure other ways that they handle it as well. But the thing is that when it comes to basically Airbnb, you don't have to worry about the other crap that's involved with that. That's why Airbnb is absolutely on fire. Okay. So all of that 20 minutes of talking and ending with this right here. Because what I just did was, because yeah, you really, that's what you can do with credit. You could buy a whole bunch of goods, right? And resell them on Amazon. It's a lot of things you can do with a credit card that you have access to, with, basically that you if you used it properly, you can take that $50,000 limit. You can make $500,000 off of it. You could pretty much do buy, like, you could buy a few cars. I'm really good with cars as far as things is concerned. I can buy, like, let's just say 5 or 10 cars and flip them or whatever. Um yeah, I can flip them, and then boom. You know what I'm saying? Be a Go on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, offer up, uh, and kick ass selling local cars. You can even set it up to where it's real easy. You could put a tracking device in the car and basically start your own buy here pay here lot. I mean, not so much lot, but like private buy here pay here. I mean, this is system D shit, but I mean, I ain't never said I was against Sister B. The thing is that, pretty much, um, and I'll have to get my slides together with the four different types of society. It's like four types of society. So yeah, the thing is that it's a lot of things you could do with credit, you know, if you use it properly, that's definitely something that I might take advantage of, if able to do so in the not too present future. So yeah, overall, yeah, staying out of debt basically is the main focus. If I get back into debt, go decide to go back to college, or uh, get more student loans, whatever I do, even get a house that I can't really afford or something like that. I'm just gonna get right back in the debt, and then I'll be on here crying again, you know. And just pretty much. So, um, I mean, being on the left is like, it really didn't. It doesn't. It's not resonating with me being on the left here. I'm so used to being on the right. As far as things is concerned, um, actually being in the 10 percentile in America is it's still strange to me. I mean, I'm literally in the 10 percentile of America as far as, you know, not being in debt. Um, I literally, like, even like stuff that's on my credit report that I most likely will be paying pretty soon to have just a zero balance. Like, I can literally just go. I can easily pay that off. Like, that's nothing, you know. So it's like I'm literally. I mean, like what I say, broke is you have more liabilities than assets to pay. Uh, so yeah, it's just surreal to be on that left side. To I don't know if I'll reach the $125,000 this year, but I'm definitely below that. Um, so, as you know, it's like basically trying to apply pressure so I can get there and just be like in the 2 percentile. Um, you know, so I can be the elite person that I am. Is definitely the goal. And then with no debt, with no debt, man. It just feels really good, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, it's it really does feel good, man. You know. Uh so um, if anything, if anybody wants to talk, I'll give I'll put the link in the comment section. Anybody has anything they want to talk about, any questions that they'll ask, and then yeah, I'll give some channel announcements too. So yeah, this channel is definitely gonna stay up. Definitely gonna stay up. That's the StreamYard link right there. You know, it's gonna stay up, and what's gonna happen is I'm still trying to think about it. What might happen is all of my I'm still thinking about it, but I think I might just open all of my videos that I had on Patreon just to bless everyone. I might just put them on public and then just put them out there. I think I don't know. I have quite a few videos that are not necessarily listed. I'll just unlist them, you know. That's what I was thinking about doing. I think that makes sense because basically, I mean, my Patreon, I'm gonna probably um I don't know. I'll just probably keep it open, but I mean, I don't really, really have too many subscribers, so it's no big deal for me to just I'll leave it as is, but pretty much unless unless I have a bunch of patrons, because I still do style boxes. I do like I have different tiers as far as patron, as far as the monthly rate for patrons. So I pretty much I do pretty much I sell style boxes, so like every month, depending on what you pay for, like it's not so much a style box, but it's like a gift. I'll give you a decent gift, and then um on my website brokegeniuses.com, I pretty much sell style boxes, so uh I'll pretty much do that. I'll leave that open if somebody wanted to join up for the Patreon. I might just kind of just make some changes depending on who signs up. But what I'll do is, like I say, I'll the private videos that I have, I probably will still leave on my Patreon, but the stuff that I was just like kind of, you know, I was just putting on Patreon, I'll unlist quite a few videos, so I'll probably be doing that sometime in the not too distant future. Let's see what else. Let's see. I'll still be posting videos, but I definitely you ain't gonna hear me talking about no you ain't gonna hear me talking about no welcome to the broke genius. No. Um no. That video, that intro video, that actually was a dude, that's a dude in New York that got the same channel name that I have. Um I think his channel has been in existence for a year and a half, so the thing is that I don't know. I just clipped it and that's what I did. So that intro is no longer valid. You can still call me the broke genius. I am not offended, but I mean, I ain't necessarily on this act like that. Like I'm NBA genius. That's as far as I'm concerned. I'm NBA genius for never broke again genius. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, uh, that's what I would go by, respectively. Okay, so yeah, that's that. So like I said, I got no love in the city again. Okay, nobody wants to come on StreamYard. It's cool. I still ain't broke, so I don't give a flat ass. I guess let's see. I'll do some. Let me see here. I'll leave you with something nice. Um, I'll leave you with something pretty good. Shout out to Mike Tyson. He threw some hands on the plane. Uh, somebody somebody was annoying him. I don't know if he was in first class or what, but um, he should. I don't even think he should have been next to that guy. He shouldn't have been. He shouldn't have been next to anybody like that. Like, I mean, just especially somebody annoying as he is. Oh, and yeah, I forgot to mention also that today is like my fourth day of fasting, and basically, I'm still fasting as we speak with my liquid fast. So I'm doing a 14-day liquid fast. So it's going pretty good. It's going pretty well, and uh, basically, like I feel pretty good, and yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, so yeah, I found the target that I was looking for. So let me share my screen. Share my screen here, and yeah, I'll play this here. Set this up, and then after that, I'll play a nice little song for you. Um, so let me set all of this up. Give me just a second. You know what I'm saying? Let me set all of this up. Okay. Yeah. All right. So hold on for one moment. All right. So let me leave y'all with this here. Hold on here. Let me share this again. Okay. Since y'all always talking about this couple here, let me leave y'all with this here. Let's play this audio.
Yes, baby girl.
No, this is not even the start of it. It's this one. Yeah. Look at the moves. Woo! Wow. In heels. So yeah, um, there you have it. Uh, leave y'all with these nice little tunes right here. Okay, so share my screen again. Alrighty.
I'm better than all of you, and I'm not tolerating anything broke this year. I'm not tolerating broke people, broke thoughts, broke responsibilities, or anything broke.
Hey, you guys, this is Courtney Camaro. I'm outside of Muhammad Ali's real original home. We're in Chicago, and I wanted to shout out Al's Botanics and Herbs. Man, when I tell you, I am one of those people that has insomnia. I can't sleep. I can't focus on some days because I'm so sleep deprived, and this has helped. This is one of the mixtures he has that helps with sleep.